Have you ever felt a story calling to you from a place you least expected? I have. It was a cold winter's day, the kind where the world seems to hold its breath under a thick white blanket of snow. I found myself drawn to a place most people avoid, especially in the biting chill, an old forgotten graveyard on the edge of town. It wasn't a morbid curiosity that led me there, but something else, a quiet pool, a whisper on the wind. As I pushed open the rattan gate, its groan was the only sound to break the profound silence. The world inside was transformed. Each headstone wore a soft cap of snow, and the familiar, somber gray was replaced by a brilliant, sparkling white under the pale winter sun. It was strangely beautiful, peaceful, not a place of sorrow, but a place of rest. My boots were the first to mark the pristine snow, and with each step, I felt like I was walking through a history book where the pages were made of ice and stone. The names on the graves were faded, telling tales of lives lived long ago. There was Ilara, who lived to be 98, her stone adorned with a simple, elegant carving of a dove. I imagined a life full of laughter, of children and grandchildren, a long winding river of a life that finally found its sea. Not far from her was a smaller stone, for a young man named Thomas, a musician. According to the tiny lute carved near his name, he was only 23. I paused, wondering what melodies he had composed, what songs were left unsung. The snow seemed to muffle the sadness, leaving only a sense of quiet contemplation. These weren't just names. They were chapters in the grand story of this small town. As I wandered deeper, I noticed something peculiar. A single set of tracks, not human, but smaller, daintier, led from the edge of the woods and weaved through the headstones. I followed them, my curiosity piqued. The tracks led me to a secluded corner of the graveyard, to a simple, unadorned stone, almost completely swallowed by a snowdrift. There, curled up at its base, was a small, ginger cat. It was shivering, its fur dusted with snowflakes. It looked up at me with wide green eyes, not with fear, but with a kind of weary resignation. It didn't run, it just watched me, a tiny living flame in a world of white. I knelt down, my heart aching for this little creature. Beside the cat, tucked under the curve of its body, was a single, wilted winter rose. Its petals a stark, dark red against the snow. Gently, I reached out. The cat flinched but didn't hiss. I slowly scooped it up, tucking it inside my thick coat. It was cold, so terribly cold. But a faint purr rumbled against my chest, a small engine of life starting up again. Whose grave was this? I carefully brushed the snow away from the stone. The name was simple, Lillian. Just Lillian. No dates, no epithet, just a name. And this little cat, her faithful guardian. Had she been its owner? Was this a daily vigil, a ritual of love that transcended even the bitterest cold? I couldn't know for sure, but as I held the purring cat, I felt a connection to this mysterious Lillian. A woman loved so dearly by this small, loyal creature. It was a testament to a bond that death itself couldn't break. Carrying my new friend, who I decided to call Leo, in honor of the lion-hearted loyalty he'd shown, I started the walk back. Looking back at Lillian's simple stone, now clear of snow, it no longer seemed lonely. It seemed watched over, cherished. This graveyard in the snow wasn't a place of endings. It was a library of lives, a gallery of love stories, some grand and epic, others small, quiet, and profound, like the love between a woman named Lillian and a little ginger cat. It reminded me that love and memory are the warmest fires we have, powerful enough to melt even the deepest winter snow. They don't shout, they whisper, waiting for a quiet moment, for someone to stop and listen to the stories etched in stone and kept alive in a loyal heart. Back home, with Leo curled up on a warm blanket by the fire, a bowl of milk lapped up gratefully, I felt a sense of profound peace. The world outside was still cold and white, but my small apartment was filled with a new warmth. Leo wasn't just a stray I had rescued from the cold. He was a messenger, a furry little reminder from a snow-covered graveyard that even in the most silent, forgotten places, life and love persevere. He had been guarding a memory, and in a way, he had brought that memory, that warmth, back with him. I had gone looking for quiet solitude but had found a story of unwavering devotion. And in doing so, I found a friend. That day changed how I see the world. It taught me to look for the stories that are hidden in plain sight, in the quiet corners we often overlook. It taught me that compassion is a language we all understand, human and animal alike. Every time I look at Leo, now a permanent and cherished part of my life, I think of Lillian. I don't know her story, but I know she must have been someone special to have earned such incredible loyalty. Her legacy wasn't written in a long epitaph, but in the steadfast heart of a small cat. It's a powerful reminder that the love we give is never truly lost. It ripples outwards, warming the world in ways we may never even know, sometimes showing up as a shivering ginger cat keeping vigil in a graveyard in the snow. So, the next time you find yourself in a quiet, forgotten place, take a moment, look closer, listen harder. You might just find a story waiting for you, a story that will warm your heart and maybe, just maybe, lead you to an unexpected friend. Life's most beautiful tales are often found not in the grand palaces, but in the humble corners, written not with ink, but with acts of love and loyalty. and sometimes they have green eyes and a rumbling purr. Thank you for joining me on this winter's tale. If you enjoyed this story, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more reflections and discoveries. It means the world to me. Stay warm and keep your hearts open.